Alrighty, boys and girls. How we doing? Good morning. Running a touch late. It is Monday. That's how stuff works. Right, should we give this a go then, shall we? Should we give this a go? Want to hit Renown 40 today. That's my plan. We're so close. We're so close. For those of you that caught the streams over the weekend, I did a couple of bonus streams this weekend. Crazy. I occasionally do a Saturday bonus stream. For some reason, I did a Saturday and a Sunday bonus stream this week. I must be mad, or it might have something to do with the fact I'm going away for 10 days. So I want to keep up, the numbers. Damn you, Sunday stream. Oh, your watch streak is down to 1. Oh, my man, I apologise. A couple of people jumped in yesterday and said, hang on, what is this? A Manthe stream on a Sunday? Which I know is almost unheard of, but I had the opportunity to broke all of the watch streaks. Oh, that wasn't my intention. That really wasn't. That wasn't my intention. Chalina, on the other hand, oh my God, that is a big one. Did I skip church? Yes, I was less than holy yesterday. Less than holy. We did some more plundering. But how was everybody's weekend? I hope everybody had a good weekend. This week is a weird one. I'm live today. There is only a 50% chance I will be live tomorrow. And then I will be AFK for 7 to 10 days. I've not decided exactly how long, as I'm physically going away. Me and the wife are off on a little bit of a skiing vacay. First sort of proper actual vacation I've had for quite some time. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm not looking forward to the snow, ironically. I've had enough of snow this year, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Hey, Twitch, stop buffering. Just download it. They were doing fine my end. I'm not dropping any frames. I do push the limit a touch with the bitrate on Twitch. I actually stream at 8K, whereas they say you should only stream at 6, but, it still works. And I think you guys should get quality options either way. But let's catch up on the news a little bit this morning. We don't necessarily need Wrath of the Lich King blasting out quite so much in the background anymore. What do we got then? Actually, thinking about it, it's Monday, isn't it? So the WoW economy report's up. We'll probably have a little bit of a look at that later. I think that's probably the smart move, to have a little bit of a look at that later. I'm sure some other people would want to have a little bit of a look through that. Explore Plunderstorm content update with full patch 10.2. Wowhead really are struggling for stuff to report about. Wow, they really are. Have they literally just they have just copy-pasted the press kit. For reference, anybody can have access to this. If you go to... In fact, do I even have it loaded in one of these tabs? I usually have the Blizzard press kit at my disposal, just because it's useful for the occasional thumbnail in a pinch. Look, you can go to Blizzard's press center, and all of this is readily available. And more so than anything else, it's readily available at like maximum quality. This is where content creators, if they're smart, they get their logos and stuff from. There's the Wowcast video that you can download in top quality. The launch trailers, you can download them in good quality as well if you want to use them in your own content. So Wowhead has gone, you know what, we'll just copy paste some pictures in. Okay, sure. Got to get them clicks, yo. Oh, Lord. I love the snow. We rarely get snow here nowadays. Been to Austria 2 weeks ago for a short ski trip, though. That was great. Yeah, if you don't get snow, snow's really cool. I'm not knocking the snow. I'm just this winter has been very long. The snow turned up early November, and it's still here now, and I'm kind of bored of it by this point. So going on a skiing trip right at the end of the season is the irony is I'm not excited for the snow, but I am excited for the break. One thing I am absolutely horrendously terrible at is switching my brain off. I don't do days off particularly well. The wife hates it when I try and take a day off because I'm just itching and twitching around the house, not knowing what I'm meant to be doing. And I just want to come back and play video games. I guess that's also the sign of, some sort of unhealthy addiction, isn't it? But hey ho. But even when I wasn't doing content creation, I was still exactly the same. So it takes a few days to actually go away to switch the brain off and maybe reset and relax a little bit. So it should be good. They updated it. I checked it a few days ago. There was nothing there for the Plunderstorm. Kind of rude in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, these sorts of art assets, every time they do a big press announcement thing, are always here. What's the two more? Oh, just fact sheets. There's always stuff. Season of Discovery Phase 2 launch, Seeds of Renewal launch, all of the big stuff. We've only had a few things going on right now, but I'm assuming as soon as the alpha turns up, for example, there'll be a press kit for that. Oh, dear God. Oh, my voice. Maybe streaming every single day is not a good idea. Who knows? Clearly a slow news day at Wowhead, though. Scaredy Cat's Guide to Plunderstorm, reaching Renown 40 even if you're bad. The fastest way to get Renown in Plunderstorm is to win. But what if you're bad at PvP? Here are some of the best strategies to earn Renown, even if you can't survive most fights to save your life. There's... Oh dear. I mean, I know this is Wowhead and Wowhead can do as they please, but actively assisting players in what I feel is a poor decision in the first place. That decision to actively choose to just not even try. It's weird. Did they really just make a guide that could have been a single sentence? It's a bit silly. See, this isn't the kind of the approach that I personally like to approach things with. I would much rather structure information to help people enjoy and get better at the game. Fastest way to get Renown in Plunderstorm is to kill other players and win, but what if you're like me, a big scaredy cat who's terrible at PvP? I maxed out my Kegleg crew Renown days after the Plunderstorm was released without winning once. More importantly, I enjoyed myself while I did it. Well, that is the important bit, I would say. But I guess that's going to be quite subjective, isn't it? So here are some of the best strategies to earn Renown, even if you can't survive sites to well save your life. I average 400 to 800 Renown a single match. Sometimes if I'm lucky, I make over 1,000. On more than one occasion, I've even reached level 9 and made over 1,000 Renown. Once even making it all the way to second place without defeating another player in the entire match. Obviously, this is nowhere close to the 3,000 plus Renown you can make from winning a match. But if you don't enjoy or aren't good at PvP, that doesn't mean you have to slowly chip away at 40 levels a tiny bit at a time. I'm so surprised by this whole situation. I'm so surprised just how much time, effort, and focus is put into actively choosing to not try and play the game properly. Plunderstorm is extremely simple compared to the rest of the WoW, but it's important to know the basics and not everything is immediately apparent. For example, while there are no add-ons, you can change your key bindings. Changing the interact binding to a button on my mouse immediately made it a lot easier to pick up spells. This is true, actually. I've ninja'd so many spells off people just by being able to use my interact key. And I see them go at a chest and I run up behind them and I'm just spamming my interact key. and I'll often ninja the spell out of the chest from them. So obviously, use this however you choose. The lobby before the match starts is also a good place to test out your keybinds and get comfortable with them, because I imagine you're going to spend a lot of time there if you're doing the strategy. I believe that is probably going to be the one. During a Plunderstorm, Renown comes from plunder. The more you pick up, the more Renown you earn. This means you want to pick up all plunder that you can grab and take every opportunity you have to safely pick up more. This might sound obvious, but you'd be surprised how many people ignore the small piles of plunder or other plunder sources and how much you can earn if you're more thorough. In the Plunderstorm, you always start out level 1 and can reach a maximum of 10. Even if you have no intention of fighting other players, it's worthwhile gaining levels. It makes killing NPCs faster and can even scare off other players and help you survive attacks longer. Yeah, if you can find a way to like zug to level 5, 6, even 7 relatively quickly, you'll actually naturally, that's a fun phrase, isn't it? You will naturally scare off lower level players, because most people quite quickly have realized, even those who are good at PvP, have quite quickly realized that a 2-level difference is not fun. You can win those encounters, but you are actually just straight up best off not engaging anyway. Especially since until you start attacking somebody, you have no idea what skills and abilities they have. So level advantage is definitely an advantage. It's extremely important to be able to recognize the chests so you can target what you need easily. Golden chests drop gold, magical chests drop the spells, and supply chests drop items. It's astonishing how many golden chests I come across that are not even in areas where players... how many I come across in areas where players have clearly been. Yeah, people not looting the gold chests is a bit wild. You also get level experience from just opening the chest or even just clicking on it in some cases. Finally, just checking that everybody knows this, whilst the lobby forces your camera to be really close, you can zoom out once you're in the match. You don't have to play the whole game with the camera that close to you. That was literally the very first thing I did. Set key binding to set the camera as far away as possible. It's really helpful. The more you can see, the better you can do. It's actually many Battle Royale games don't allow you to move the camera, because being able to move it so far back is actually considered quite an advantage. I personally started finding the plunders much more fun after I watched Quasi's guide and realised I didn't need to engage in PvP to actually progress in the Renown, which combined with copying you and going to the boat was super. Remember that your goals are not other people's goals, and there's also a chance that somebody else has interrupted them. Opening the chest happens to me all the time. Yeah, if you just go hardcore plunder, you can pick up a lot quite quickly, there's no denying. Wins 4.5k gold. Yeah, if you go duo wins are super plunder heavy. Super plunder heavy. The slowest way to probably do it is doing solos, because each individual, even if you kill a bunch of people, I've had games of solos where I've killed like 6, 7, 8 people, maybe not one, but got into like top 5. Even after killing like a bunch of people, you don't get that much plunder because each individual person doesn't have a lot. But in duos, the teams that get to the final circle, the last like 3 or 4 teams often have killed a bunch of players, and every team they take out is like the equivalent of 2, and the plunder, it feels like the plunder's doubled somehow. And so yeah, some duo wins, I've seen people getting silly amounts of plunder. 4,000-5,000 gold on occasions is not crazy. So you could easily be getting a Renown or 2 per game if you've got a partner and you know what you're doing. Which is why that is the quickest way to do it, if that's just what you're after. But My husband told me he didn't like the game mode, which surprised me because he's a PvPer. Turns out he just never bothered reading what the abilities do. We had a conversation about every ability. And how to use it on a walk earlier. Yeah, there's only 20 abilities, which this is why I'm really not... I think there's a lot of people are putting PvP in just one category. Regular World of Warcraft PvP is not Plunderstorm PvP. The concept is similar, but it's two totally different games, right? People who have played consider how many classes and specs there are in retail WoW, and how many spells and abilities each of those specs have. To be effective in Arena or Battlegrounds, you have to be aware of, at the very least, probably 200 plus spells and abilities that could come your way depending on what class is storming towards you. And how to counter them and everything. The knowledge required to be good at regular PvP is vastly superior to what the knowledge is needed to get good at Plunderstorm or to get comfortable with Plunderstorm. There's 20 abilities. It's not a lot to pick up and understand. As long as you know you don't need to know your rank 4 cooldown on this ability is 5.5 seconds, but it has an 8-second cooldown at rank 1. You don't need to know it quite to that level of, but you just need to understand that, okay, if somebody pops Whirly Whirl, you can pop Repel and you'll hard counter it. One ability can be, you just need to know the basics, and there's only the basics of 20 stuff, and so it's really quick and easy to get on board with. It took me, a dum-dum, 2 days practically to understand what all the spells were, and that was without doing too much research, but just by playing. So, grumpy old woman, don't want to learn something that will go away in 6 weeks. Yeah, I can see that as well. I can see that for sure. What I would say, though, is I would be absolutely gobsmacked, absolutely astonished if this, in some way, shape, or form, isn't repeated in the future. Not necessarily the exact same concept, but this sort of style of event. I would, because as I've said, for me, this is the bar now. When they do an event, when they do something like this is the standard to which I expect it to be at now. No more 30-minute AFK loot pinatas. We don't want any of that ever again, Blizzard. We've had like that 12 times in Dragonflight, and I've had enough of it. Never ever want to see a portal spawning somewhere with a loot pinata fall out of it. No. Gameplay first with a few rewards. If people want the rewards, they can go get them. And in a way, I kind of like the fact that it's going away in 6 weeks. It's kind of meant that there's a lot of focus on it for while it's around. People are putting time and effort into doing it. Secondly, they haven't had to, develop it too competitively because it's going away in 6 weeks, I kind of like that aspect of it. But anyway, continuing on, their priority says find a good landing spot, and I agree. A good landing spot is critical. Don't underestimate the benefit of a good landing spot. Your first priority in any match is to finish your captain's orders quest, since that is worth 250 plunder. And the better your landing spot, the easier this will be. The objectives for this quest can be any one of the following: collecting 30 plunder, opening 2 chests, collecting 3 spells, killing 2 elites, killing 10 creatures, obtaining 2 items. That means that if you're looking for an area that can be generally relied to have at least 2 elites, plenty of small enemies, and several chest spawns. And then they've provided a map with nothing on it. Okay. Right, paint then. Paint. Right, copy. No, copy image. Right, we're painting on this. We're going paint. You ready for this? You ready for this absolute masterclass? Is there a dark mode in paint? Where's my paint dark mode gone? I'm blind. Settings. Dark mode. Whew. Right. Masterclass time. We're going to go top tier. Top tier, absolutely best in slot. Top tier, best in slot. Best spot to land, in my opinion. Let's make the thickness of that brush a touch bigger. Cove. Absolutely top tier. 100% top tier landing spot. For two reasons. One, see if it matches your predictions once it's done. Oh wow, Wowhead have actually done one as well, have they? Okay, well let's see if it tallies up then. So red is S tier, right? Tier list time, right? You ready for this? Tier list in paint, right? S tier. Absolutely fantastic starting spots. S tier is the Cove. Without question, the Cove is one of the best places. For two reasons. One, every single one of these things, right? Every single one of these things is achievable in that spot. Every single one of the possible quests you could possibly get thrown at are here, right? So this is top tier. I have not found a better space to land than here. Plus, it's relatively unknown, believe it or not. It seems to be relatively unknown that this is even a thing. Nobody in their right mind is going to walk down and come and exploring this because the likelihood is, more than anything else, is that people are going towards the middle of the storm and not towards the edges. Also, weirdly, and I don't necessarily know why this is or whether other people have noticed this, but the circle always ends around here. It doesn't always, but a lot of the time I've found the circle ending in the, roughly the middle. It seems the storm seems to come in what's the middle of a circle called? There's a fancy word, isn't it now? There's a fancy word for the middle of the storm. The eye of the storm tends to draw into relatively the middle of the map, I've noticed. Or at least any time I've got, top 10. The epicenter, there we go. I knew there were fancy words for this sort of stuff. The epicenter of the storm tends to be relatively central on the map. Very occasionally it will be out on the edge, but more often than not it seems to be somewhat central. So dropping in on the edge generally is better than dropping in on the middle. Dropping in on the edge and sticking towards the edge of the storm is also going to mean that people are only going to come at you. If you're trying to avoid PvP, people are only going to come at you from one direction. They're very unlikely to come at you from the behind. That sounds wrong. You know what I mean. So yeah, this is absolutely top tier. Another good... There's another couple. I would go as far as to, if we go one step down and we do sort of in like orange, this area in general, right? This side of the map, much better. The only reason this isn't as good is because you are definitely going to have competition here. Absolutely 100% going to have competition because lots of people are going to drop here. If you drop in Stormguard, for example, Stormguard is going to give you the problem that there's lots of loot, but there's always lots of competition and there's only one way out of it. So there's a good chance... if you drop in here, you'll get a bunch of spells, there's loads of elites, you'll run out of there with all of your abilities, but you absolutely categorically will have PvP in there. Because there's literally one way out. Or, well, there's three technically, but you're all coming out at the top of it. You have to come out that way. So expect PvP if you drop into Stormguard Keep, but it is still very good. Other good spots... If you want to do something that everybody else is not doing, a pretty good spot is up the top here. It's not perfect, but you've got the little elites over here. If you want to sort of run out a little bit, you can run out this way, but be aware that the storm is going to be working against you. So potentially you want to go maybe drop in here because there's a bunch of elites, but there's no There's sometimes a chest or two up here, to be fair, but it's the elites. This is going to get you some good abilities, but then you want to come down here for some actual cannon fodder. The regular mobs in the farms are pretty good for cannon fodder. They're going to get you leveled up pretty quickly. You want to avoid... I need to pick a... okay, I've got problems with my colours now, because green is usually considered good, isn't it? But it's not. We'll do, this is C tier stuff. This pretty much, I try not to land in this sort of area mostly. The only slight exception to this is the trolls down here are not too bad. The trolls are not too bad. The farm in the middle is way too central. You're going to get people coming at you from all angles. Somebody's going to sneak up on you real bad. It's not going to be a fun time. And one of the only places that I've learned to absolutely categorically avoid like the plague, Z tier starting spot, is this area. Absolutely ignore Witherbark Village. It's a pain in the goddamn ass. The mobs there have far too many like crowd controls. They have polymorph spells. They have ranged boomerang shit. You're going to take so much damage just grinding mobs down here. Plus, you got this stupid lake, meaning you have to go round it, which sort of funnels anybody that lands here is funneled in. It's 7 levels of annoying. You're likely going to have to run an awful lot because the storm's going to be catching you really quickly. The first storm is often going to be like right on this border. You're going to be running to get away from the storm. You're not going to have time to loot, pillage, level up, or do anything. And the worst thing is when you are running out here, the only thing that's going to, you're going to land in the middle where there's nothing to do. So yeah, pretty tragic, honestly, pretty tragic. So that's probably what I would say is my mini tier list for drop locations. Did I get it relatively similar to this other Wowhead article? I'm intrigued now. I'm intrigued. Are you drawing that? Are you doing that drawing with a mouse? Yeah. It's because I'm on a computer. Did I get it close? I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued. Was this the... Oh, okay. They went into a touch more detail, it feels here. Red location. Oh, okay. Can we do a side-by-side? Side-by-side? No. Stop, computer. Flipping Nora. Right, so my version. Wowhead's version. My version, Wowhead's version. Hey, it's not... Ah, the Wowhead one doesn't even know it's there. Oh, Wowhead doesn't even know that the cove is here. Oh dear, oh dear. Best drop locations, usually high density of mobs, but usually very popular. Prepare for fight, but there's usually a lot of loot. Yeah, Stromguard Keep, most definitely. A lot of loot, a lot of elites, a lot of competition. Yeah, this one is, yeah, okay. Yeah, for sure. Green locations, decent density of mobs and loot, but not quite as popular. Good rotations out of this location. This, I would say, this bit is too central. It's too central. You're going to have people coming at you from like 4 different angles. You're going to have PvP here, and the second that you step out of here, there's not a lot to do, quite honestly. The only way you want to land here is if you're also going to hit the farm and maybe do this sort of top section in full. You want to farm up this entire section if you're going to drop here. I would say that dropping here is probably the wrong thing to do. You'd probably want to drop up here and then work your way down. Maybe I didn't really make that too apparent here, but yellow, okay, drops, has some issues with loot mobs and or rotations to make it less appealing. Yeah, the ogres down here. The ogres down here is not bad. That's, like I said, one place I would consider. Except I like the fact that they also like, yeah, Witherbard Village. Absolutely categorically ignore it like the plague. This is a massive bait. Looks like there's lots to do over there, but it is actually terrible. Genuinely terrible. That amuses me heavily that Wowhead doesn't even know that the cove exists. That makes me giggle quite a lot. I genuinely didn't realise. So, like, I knew that people didn't know that the cove exists, but I didn't realise even flipping Wowhead hadn't figured out it's a place. The issue I have with the cove is it gives you stable level 5 and 500 plunder most of the time. But then you're too late to the party, so to say. I don't know. I think I've had most of my solid successes starting off solo in the cove. There's only 2 elites in the cove, and it takes a lot of time to get out of there. The cove has 1, 2, 3, 4 elites. The cove has 4 elites. You have 1 on the ship. You have 1 next to the house on the ramp next to the ship. You have 1 in the cave, and then you have 1 on the exit ramp. You've got 4 elites down in the cove. You have, at very least, 1 chest on the ship. There's 1 chest that can spawn on the beach behind you. It doesn't always, though. You can have a chest that spawns behind the little fishing hut next to the ship. There's a chest that spawns on the other fishing hut. There's spawn let me count them up in my head quickly. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 9 chest spawn locations down here. So yeah, the cove is just god tier. The cove is absolutely god tier. The only thing you want to do is make sure you land in it. You don't want to have to run down here and then run back out. You only want to do the run once. You preferably want to land in the cove and then clear it on your way out. It takes long enough as the storm comes in for you to clear the entire area, but you can have half of your full build at the very least by the time you come out there. Level 5, 6, I've occasionally hit level 7 coming out of the cove, and rarely you'll run into anybody else. So author probably didn't want to spread the information about the cove because it's their favourite spot, maybe. Sure. Are Wowhead invited to the tournament? Maybe they're keeping the cove to themselves. Good question. I don't know. Not sure. So they went into a little bit more detail on actual drop locations, but the sentiment seems to be pretty similar. That dropping in mostly anywhere over here is not a terrible idea. The middle area is pretty dead. You want to try and avoid it if at all possible. Hammerfall, they've rated Hammerfall as a really good location. I tend to not like Hammerfall because the storm is always going to be on your ass within seconds. Even if you drop in the cove, you have a little bit more time to do your thing and come out. And then anybody that dropped in Stromgard is coming out the top here, meaning you come out the cove and you clear this bottom section, and then you pick up the trash, really. Hammerfall is problematic because there's lots going on there for sure, but you're also going to get people that have dropped just here, because the elites, there's 4 elites in one spot here, so it's quite a high traffic area. And a lot of the time you'll see the people try and then run into Hammerfall, and you get into some weird level 3 PvP situations a few times over here, which is a touch annoying. Anyway, where did we get to? Where did we get to? We were actually looking at the mini guide on Wowhead, weren't we? Here we go, the Scaredy Cats guide. Land, grab, and quickly access stuff. Your first spell comes from your first kill, and elites always drop spells. So if you're not sure if you can down an elite quickly right at the start, you'll want to land on top of one, and this will immediately kill them, pick up the spell that they've dropped. Yeah, we thought this was the best way of doing things for a while. We've realised that that's now not the best way of doing this. Hopefully the alternative actually corrects here. Alternatively, you can land on top of an NPC near an elite, pick up your free guaranteed first kill spell, and then kill the elite for another one. Yes, that's absolutely the best way you should do it. land on a regular NPC, get your free spell, and then use that to kill the elite. Now, I should also point out, most of the elites can be 100%, all of their damage can be 100% avoided. All you have to do is keybind strafe and just step to the left, step to the right, and you'll avoid practically every single elite attack. And if you're dropping in the same location and you're killing the same elites, you'll very quickly figure out what abilities they have and know how to just not get hit by them. You can still kill elites by taking almost 0 damage. So land on an NPC, land on a regular mob, pick up the spell, and then go kill an elite for a second one. And if you're really lucky, you'll get 2 damaging abilities, which will then help you farm much faster. Much faster. It's another reason to be familiar with your landing spots. You'll need to be able to down an elite every time, and it's also good to be able to quickly change your target if you see another player reaching your elite first. True. And interact key. Interact key. Spam that interact key. You'll often... Some people will... they'll be fighting an elite, they'll be taking some damage, they'll pop their potion before looting. You can run up, loot them, and also maybe interrupt them and kill them if they didn't see you come in. But from here, quickly assess. Are you mostly done, or are you surrounded by other players? What is your quest, and do you have what it needs? Do you have what is around you to finish it? What ability did you get from your elite? For example, if you've been given 2 quest items, but there's no supply chests around, the supply chests drop rare items, but there are a lot of other players, they all seem to have Firewhirl already, it might be more worth your time to abandon this match and start over. It's your call. If you're alone and you haven't finished your quest, do that first though. If you're alone and you have finished your quest, clear the area, prioritizing things like golden chests and magic spells, but also killing any NPCs and pick up any gold. If you are not alone and it looks like there's going to be a fight, your priority should probably be to gather whatever spells you can to best outlast your rivals. Remember, everybody is very squishy at the beginning, so even if you're hopeless, you can still win just because you picked up something good. Yeah. Most players are not going to have more than 1 or 2 abilities until sort of level 4 or 5, so... Dead pirate walking. Once you've completed your quest, you can run into the storm, die, and start over again. But this is a tactic that gets mind-numbingly tedious very quickly. There are much more rewarding and interesting ways to die. One option is just run across the map, picking up any gold piles you see until you're inevitably killed by a player. If you've already resigned yourself to death, then a fight against another player isn't necessarily something you plan to win, but it can still be fun. But remember, always prioritize picking up plunder before everything else, even dying. I wonder if... See, I would build on this tactic. Even if you don't particularly want to engage in PvP, and believe it or not, this is a relatively good tactic to get into the top 10 positions. Pick up anything that allows you to move faster than somebody else. One of the things that makes Plunderstorm really different to most battle royales is there's almost nothing you can do at range, right? In most battle royales, there's guns, right? Which at least shoot some distance. Meaning in a lot of battle royales, it's a common tactic to avoid everybody at all costs until you get some good gear. You don't actually have to worry about that too much in Plunderstorm. Even if you see other people, the maximum range on an attack is really not that far, meaning that you can actually have people around you, and if you pick up a couple of abilities that allow you to move quickly, Face Storm being one, Blink being it's not called Blink, is it? But it is Blink. The Blink with the stealth, what's it called? Some in Shadows, I can't remember. Fade to Shadows, maybe. But there's the Blink, there's the Fey Form. Leap is another really good one. Fade to Shadows, there we go. Leap is a great one for this, because if you only press the leap button once, you do actually leap quite far. What else have you got? What else have you got? I don't know. And then maybe you could be... Then if you found some abilities that can stun, the Mana Storm one, the Windstorm, for example, these are things that can also slow others down. You can probably just run around, and I get suckered by this way too often. I get into a chase because I enjoy the PvP. The PvP is silly. The reason I haven't won more games is because I try and get into too much PvP and get shot. But somebody will actively choose to not hunt you down if they know that they can't catch you. Soon as they start seeing you using Blink and Fey Form and running away and using your barrel, there's a good chance that they'll just leave you alone because the chase isn't worth. So that's another alternative for sure. Letting players kill you instead of the Storm has a few benefits, especially if you're playful about it. Just because you know you're going to die doesn't mean you have to make it easy. See how long you can last. How many hits you can get before the inevitable sweet release of death. You might be surprised. I've won fights I never thought I possibly could. I've had players who I thought would destroy me, give up and run away. But when I do die to another player, I've given them the best fight I feel capable of, even if that's a nothing burger of a fight to anybody serious. I quite enjoy the fact that I've dropped loot for them as a little reward. This also teaches you a shitload about the game, right? Even if you try and pick up the same abilities, it teaches you about the others, and it teaches what you can get away with and what you can't get away with. It's all knowledge. In the first couple of days of Plunderstorms, I, like most people, were just spamming abilities, desperate to try and get more abilities off cooldown to hopefully do some more damage because I didn't really know what was going on. But now you get a grip of the spells and understand what the spells are doing. You can, even by playing Possum, see what's possible, see how close you can get to other players. This is all technically learning. There's a big part of like traditional PvP is just learning how to not die. And if you've spent ages learning how to not die, then occasionally you can chip away at them, or somebody else will come in and help you. Mobility is probably one of the most powerful aspects. Just because you resigned yourself to death doesn't also mean you have to die early or powerless or poor. Are we still talking about World of Warcraft here? While I've done that running straight across the map thing now and then, I find it a lot more rewarding to focus on, well, being, let's face it, a cowardly little scavenger. Not sure I agree with that one. There isn't that much of a benefit, I feel, to just scavenging away. Be a scavenger, keep moving and hug the storm. It's astonishing the things people leave behind just for anybody to pick up. Whilst players might kill any elites or open particularly impressive looking magic chests, there's usually tons of low-level NPCs near the edge of the storm, and quite often a surprising number of gold chests as well. You can often pick up abilities, especially if you come across dead players. Areas with buildings can often be particularly great because there's plenty of hiding spots in case another player comes by, but it's never too good to linger too long. Getting caught in the storm hurts, so a lot of players do their best to avoid it, but I find hugging the storm extremely closely, risking the danger areas and even dipping in occasionally can be rewarding. One thing many players don't seem to realise is you can still pick up fallen plunder in a storm if you're quick enough, including looting golden chests and grabbing plunder that drops from players who die in the storm. Just remember, the storm moves faster in some places than others. Finally, killing NPCs is extremely worthwhile, even the low-level ones. So many players ignore them almost completely, but they reward both plunder and experience, and the value of this combination cannot be overestimated. You should actually kill everything, because level advantage is worth so much to you. You should actually just kill everything. In a recent match, I made it all the way to number 2 without trying to climb the rankings at all. In fact, I didn't even kill a single other player, but I had reached level 9 purely through killing NPCs and gathering plunder. Unfortunately, I hadn't even gathered decent skills, so when I realised the storm was close in and there was only 4 players left, I ended up sitting in a cottage awaiting my fate. I even forgot to heal up before the inevitable fight. That's how bad at PvP I am. Yeah, I've done that more times than I care to admit. To be honest, you can read as many tier lists and ability explanations as you like, but it's also important to get a feel for the spells yourself. Don't be afraid to experiment and learn what works well for you. Plunderstorm hasn't even been out a full week yet, and we've already seen hotfixes to spells. So ultimately, the more you've got to know about the abilities for yourself, the better you'll be at using them and defending yourselves from others who are using them. But for the escapist, you'll want a combination of spells that slow other players down, spells that help you get away, and spells that keep you safe from crowd control. Now, I started bashing on this guide at the beginning, honestly, because it's going the pacifist approach to it. But there's actually quite a lot of good, solid advice here, which could... If you were to follow this and do this for some time, you might actually find yourself in a position where you're more comfortable in PvP. And then actually something clicks. And then all of a sudden you're like, now I can actually dumpster on somebody because I'm 2 levels ahead of them. And I've got this ability and they've only got that ability. And yeah, there's some solid advice here for sure. This is much better than the... get 500 loot and run into the storm and die kind of 2-line guides that I've seen. When I first saw 10.2.6 was a mini Battle Royale game, my heart sank. I'm terrible at PvP and Battle Royales have never really appealed to me, but even though those things are still true, I'm 100% a convert to Plunderstorm specifically. I cannot recommend at least trying it out strongly enough. Picking up a handful of plunder before running into the storm over and over again is never going to be fun. And as I found myself, it is entirely possible to have a great time without seeking out the PvP or actively trying to win. Instead of a battle royale, consider it a survival game where the object is to gather as many resources as you can and last as long as possible. That said, there are some improvements that I think could make the early game a little bit more rewarding for everybody, like a brief period at the beginning of the match where it's not possible to kill other players, or fewer players per game so that there's more map to go around. I actually think they could do with putting more players on the guide. You know, I reckon that map could last, could stretch to 80 if not 100 players. A 30 second to a 60 second window of immortality at the beginning might also not be a terrible idea. But that time of immortality would have to be very carefully balanced, because otherwise all you'll have happen is players will more so than ever focus on the high loot areas of the map. You'll basically get every man and their dog landing in the same spot, more so than you get now, because people will be like, well, if I can quickly get some abilities and then run out, an immortality timer at the beginning would actually probably push more people into the same spaces, rather than where it is right now. People tend to spread out naturally more because they know the second their feet touch the ground, there's a chance that, PvP's a go. So they've got to be careful with that sort of stuff. But yeah, there are things that could be done. I don't think they will, though. More incentive to stick around and survive in a match for longer could also be a good idea, such as respawning chests, new quests, or even a small amount of plunder reward every time the storm moves in. Blizzard have already made adjustments to this game mode, and I hope they keep working on it. The simple things, right? They don't really... It's because a lot of this already kind of happens in the game, but it's a UI thing again. It's a UI issue. There's no kiln counter. I don't think there's any downsides of having a kiln counter. It incentivizes PvP. It heightens the spectator aspect of it. Now I know I'm a touch biased on that being a streamer, but an on-screen kiln counter somewhere in the UI, how many other players you've killed, would be kind of cool. You could probably have like a better like bonus plunder for your rank, and have it so that where the player number is, it showcases what your bonus plunder will be. Now, that kind of is going to incentivize more players to just sit in a bush and hide whilst people do some PvP to get some bonus plunder. But maybe if the bonus plunder only kicks in like 10th place, 9th place, 8th place, 7th place, 6th place, maybe something like that. Make it so that there's heavy diminishing returns on the amount of plunder you get from the beginning, and you have to get like top 10 before you really get anything substantial. But just as a showcase that every little bit you last longer, there's a tiny amount of bonus plunder. But actually, you know, showcasing that better, I think. How about end game details list like you have in Battlegrounds? Kills, plunder, damage, healing, for that sort of stuff. Yeah, they could fun it up a little bit in that regard, for sure. I think there's a few little things they could do more. I don't think we're going to see much of any of that for Plunderstorm, but it's one of those things that if they try and repeat this in some way, shape or form again in the future, they will probably know that there'll be things they want to do that didn't do this time. Start game with 2 random abilities. No, I don't like that, honestly. Because then that just, you know, oh well, you zone in. Do I have Whirlwind and Fire Axe? No. Alt F4. You'll get 30 disconnects every game just because people will go, oh, I don't like my 2 random abilities. I'm out. Wait, what? What have I missed? I need to ban this Ginny in Plunder. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, okay. I'm glad you understood that that's a terrible idea. I'm pretty sure this Jack fella needs decapitating, or was he already? Thought he looked like an ass last time I saw him. Okay, well, you two have your little lovers' quarrel. I'll carry on. Oh my god, 100 comments? Lord have mercy. Really looking forward to the reasonable comments on this one. Finally, people can stop whining. You don't want to drop an elite, you want to drop on a normal monster. The first monster you kill is guaranteed to drop a skill. Then you can kill the elite and get your second. Yes, actually solid. Very true. They should have made Renown cap 39. Only by winning first place would you be able to reach Renown 40. Oh, that's evil. That's evil. Oh God, Lord have mercy, that's evil. That would you'd have win trading going on all over the place if that was the case. That's evil. Appreciate the post. I despise and have never done PvP and would absolutely suck at it, but I did try the Plunderstorm, landed quickly on an NPC, and died nearly instantly before I realised what was happening. Like getting the sword because it gives you a dash. I grabbed that, boots, and the stealth blink thing whilst always having a runaway item like a barrel or a bike. Just hug the storm, grab the plunder, grab the chests. Another way to go out after completing quests is to fight the pieces of hate. They drop a ton of plunder that most players just ignore whilst they're trying to kill it. Just try and survive there as long as possible, picking up the gold, and you can have a game 900 plus renown after about 5 minutes of play. I haven't spoke about pieces. He often spawns twice on the map. I think he's a waste of time killing, personally. But if you can stroll in while somebody else is killing them, and get both a PvP kill and get the kill on pieces, and then by virtue get all of the loot, he's worth ninjuring. He's just not worth spending the time to kill. It might be different in duos. I think it's different in duos by proxy of the fact that he probably dies much faster in duos anyway. So it might then actually be worth, because you're both going to get plunder. He does even drop random abilities as well. Nope, still not even close to worth it. Okay, so the ninja option is really the only option it seems to be with pieces then. I practically ignore him. I've learned to ignore him for the most part. I've soloed him a couple of times, and it does literally take you a couple of minutes to do it. Plus, there's a lot of risk of taking a lot of damage if you accidentally get hit by one of his abilities, which is not fun. I go there looking for a fight. Well, yeah, this is it. Like, if I've got a couple of good abilities, and I think I've farmed up, you know, if I'm level 6, 7, 8 quite quickly, I've often rolled up to Plunder to find a level 4 who's been fighting it for 6 minutes, who I can just dumpster, and then steal all of the you know, rewards. Problem with dropping on a normal mob next to an elite is that most likely somebody will drop on the elite in the meantime. Yeah, in a high populated area, you do run that risk, sure, but it's a 75% success rate at least, you know, because if you land on the elite, you guarantee yourself only one. You're only guaranteed one skill if you land on the elite. If you land on a non-elite, you're still guaranteed one skill. But if you can get the elite, you get 2. And if somebody else turns up and kills the elite, you still got 1. So you're still, arguably, you're still better off landing on a non-elite. That could happen, and that would be annoying. But more often than not, it won't. So it's still definitely better to land on a normal mob, because there's realistically no downside. Okay, I'm not going to read through 100 of these. It's going to be ridiculous. I want to have a little bit of a look at the Wowhead Economy weekly wrap up, but I want to get a game of Plunder under my belt before we do it. I've spent the best part of an hour already, and we've not even logged into the game. Not even logged into the game. I'm quite surprised. I'm actually genuinely surprised now. I knew that people didn't realise about. I knew that the Cove wasn't particularly common knowledge, but I didn't realise that even Wowhead didn't know about it. That's quite funny. That's quite amusing to me. Or at least maybe if they did know about it, they clearly haven't decided to tell anybody about it. Let's log into the game though. Let's give it a go. Should we actually play some games? Don't tweet everybody about it. Leave it as a stream perk. I mean, if people watch the stream or watch the VODs, they have the bonus, right? Health potions would be nice if they could drop. You mean it's like a backpack item? I'm sure that was probably considered. I imagine a health potion as a backpack item was probably considered. Or just an insta use on walking over it, maybe. Yeah, the fact that there isn't anything health gain wise other than that. I think that was probably something that was heavily considered. And I think there's probably a good or there's at least, maybe not a good reason, but there's at least some reason why there isn't something like that. Because no disrespect, but it's quite an obvious thing to think of adding. So there's probably got to have been some good reason why they didn't add a basic health potion, I would imagine. Can we get bigger nameplates, please? And then add a fake health potion where you take damage on walking. Yeah. Right, I'm going to go the Cove. I've bigged up the Cove. So I think it's only fair I showcase it. Doesn't look like anybody else has gone over there. My only qualm is that I might not be able to quite reach it. Somebody's gone to the entrance of the cove. Okay, somebody has come down here, so I'm not going to be able to showcase it properly, but we can... Right, let's play chicken a little bit here. Like that, for example. Running away is a terrible idea. Okay. We'll go hammer. We'll go... I actually think I want both his abilities, you know. Do I want both his abilities? I want to heal. I haven't got a gap closer, so a ranged ability is kind of mandatory at the moment. Let's grab this lot before Storm rolls in. Get your health potion activated for the low, low price of only $4.99.99. Although that is a higher rank of Storm Archon now. We'll swap that out for Shield because we'll get rank 2 of this. They're both about the same as far as I'm concerned, so... Are we going to get anything out of this? Not really. Haha, okay. Always the way. I wouldn't normally do this, but I think he's got problems on his hands. He's got serious lag issues on his hands, apparently. Go on, dink me. Oh, he had Fae. How did he not get away with me with that? I'm assuming he's killed the elite. He has. Okay, that maybe wasn't the best example of what the Cove has to offer, but clearly more people this round knew that it existed. You can often do that entire area. There's 4 elites, multiple chests, bunch of random NPCs. You can often do that entire area without any competition, and you can stroll out. Admittedly, I've strolled out of there now only being like level 4, whereas I could have been like level 6 if I had the opportunity of looting everything myself. Because PvP kills, unfortunately, don't give you experience in the same way. How is he still alive? Okay, what's gone on here? You're strolling through? How is this area not being killed? Oh my lord. Yeah, I also probably don't want Archon long term, but there's not so much I can do about it right now. The only advantage of Archon is I can use it to tag 3 different things. Ha! Okay, now you give me a better shield. Of course you do. Oh, another fella. Level 8. Okay. Where did you come from? Right, peace out for a minute. Damn. Check out this fecker leaving Plunder and winning 2 PvP matches before leaving the cove. I didn't last very long though, did I? Did they change how picking up abilities for upgrades works? I noticed picking up a green to go with your green doesn't make it purple anymore. Oh, does it not? Oh. Maybe each item. Oh. Yeah, because green is rank 2 and 2 2s make a 4. Oh, maybe they have then. I always thought it was, you know, each rank was numerical. I think I thought the same as you. Maybe that's a subtle under the radar update. When was the last? Don't know.
Ahoy there! Hope you're ready for a bit of plundering fun.
Strapping swabby outfit now. Hand me Plunderlord's fine rapier. Give me Plunderlord's hand cannon. What do we get next? We get the hat and the monocle at 38. Then obviously the mounts at 39. The tabard at 40. But we look dashing right now. Absolutely dashing, look. Yeah, that's what the NPC's for. So they had to stop the barrel being working in that area because it was almost impossible to talk to him for about 3 days. You had 2x Archon and killed the guy stuck under the stairs and he dropped a green Archon, but yours only went blue. I'll pay attention to that then. I'll pay close attention to that. I'll see if I can find 2 greens and do a comparison. Right, we're going Cove again because I want to showcase it to its like best of its ability. But there's definitely something going on here. These have gone Stromguard. There's 1 dude down in the cove, 2 dudes down in the cove. Okay, this is going to be a PvP hotspot. If they've gone down there, then I'll kill nobody. That was terrible. And that's a supply chest. And there's a dude here. Okay, I've done goofed this. I need this magical chest real bad. Oh, he gone and got Firewhirl. Did he now? Firewhirl and Starbomb. Odds of me killing this dude? Negative. Okay. I need to get my first kill for a second ability. Because he wants chase, apparently. There's 2! The flipping hell's going on here? Right, you kill him. Give me that. Flipping Nora. Okay, apparently more people know about the Cove today. Since when did that become common knowledge? Lord have mercy. Right. Let's try again. Number 57, I don't think we've had that one before. It's usually less than 57 before I even put my feet on the ground.
Another scab out for a quick coin, eh?
Alright, we go again. We go again. Weirdly, now I've got some of the higher rank Mog. I kind of want to pick up like a big beefy Tauren or something just so everybody sees it. See how many people we can scare with a bomb. Bomb scare! Nobody got scared. Magic chest. There's 54 players watching. That's almost enough for 60 player games. True. Custom lobbies I think could be cool, you know. Custom lobbies would be really cool. Up to 60 player custom lobbies. Because streamers could just like then make private custom lobbies with like a pass key that's only given out to streamers or something. And then you'd see who the real sweats are. Too high risk of win trading. Does it matter though? You're right, but does it matter? Oh god, we're going elites because this area is tragic. Started on the wrong side. Oh, I got fished. Fish bomb. Fish bombs. Fish bomb, fish bomb. You're my fish bomb. Right, let's go big game hunting. Nesting where we eat your heart out. I've got 3 abilities and still do Z DPS. No, come back this way, you stupid griffin. Okay, at least we have some damage now. I wonder what he got. I wonder what he got. Should we find out? Fish bomb, you're my fish bomb. Oh, you got another fish. So 1 + 1 is 2. No denying that then. 1 + 1 is definitely 2. Question is can we find another uncommon fish in maybe that box? For science, game. For science.
Get moving or die trying.
Go on. Uncommon fish. I don't need blink and chains, but I think I prefer blink 2 chains. Star Bomb, Earthquake, it's all the same rubbish. Ha! More chains. There's a Pieces right on the edge here, who is definitely nowhere near even remotely close to being dead, so we ignore him. I'm so badly not following my own advice here, but where are you going? Where are you going? Are they actually going to Pieces? Are you what? Hello? Relax. Relax. Oh, I expected him to open up on me then. Right, you've got the Pieces on your ass. Right, I've got uncommon, uncommon, uncommon. If we can find another uncommon of any of these three, we can science if they've changed anything. Random golden chest. What are you? Hello? Why does that not have an epic fade? Sure. Oh, bombardment. This is fun. Where'd he go? Okay, you're gonna die. Oh, I only just completed my quest. I have 100% never focused on those quests, by the way. Bush. We haven't really got Bush Bill, do we? We'll pop a crackers. Hey, he's green this time. No, he's not green. That was my point. He's usually green. He's red this time. An upgrade to Star Boom. Chains, bombs. Meh. What are we? Level 6 still? This is not good. Level 6 is not good. What level are you? Also level 6. Ah, I've blown... Okay, I fat-fingered that. What are you? Hunter Chains. You're clearly not interested. Which gives me the illusion that you might not have great abilities. Just let him know. Oh, he has got range though. Yeah, I need to get some farm on. I need to get at least level 8 really. Bit of farm whilst the storm is out wide. Bit of farm will mean if we can get to level 8, then that will mean that, you know, low level 6s will ignore us. Because 2 levels is gross. You don't want to go against 2 levels. We just have absolutely terrible abilities though. What was that up on this hill? I saw something around here somewhere. Where'd it go? Archon and Firewhirl. Well, I'll swap a Firewhirl. We'll swap a Firewhirl out for a bomb. I'm half tempted to take Archon. Slicing Winds. I really don't like Slicing Winds. Not a fan of Slicing Winds. Earthbreaker, Snowdrift. Upgrade to my shield though. Ooh, Smackerel. This is only a 1 level upgrade though, so we haven't been able to science very well. We're top 10 already? Okay. Faye. Hey, Jin, you got a win. Nice. Congrats. GG. Firewhirl. Upgraded. There's some PvP going on around us somewhere. I can hear it. Windstorm. Faye Storm. I might go... no, I might not go. Oh, you came to say hi, and then you peaced out. Okay. That was more defensive than it was offensive. I want those pair to have a go at each other. Ignore me. I'm just a lonely soldier. More than anything, I wanted the verticality here, because these guys are running into the storm, and I don't think they've noticed. Look at me in my pacifist play this time. Wasn't the plan. Those two are going to get caught if they're not careful. I've got nothing ranged to pew-pew them with. A rhyme arrow would be nice. Do I just go poke? Do we go long distance poke? Haha, okay. I'm attracting attention. Really want to fight you, but let's drop a heal. You've got Plinky Plink, so let's juke you. And assume you went that way. You didn't, you got me. GG. How did I get 1500 rep there? That's crazy. I didn't have levels at the end there, that was my problem. There was a bunch of 9s I kept skirting, and then got to the end and there was only 2 of us. One, him level 7, the other guy having Firewall and Axe, but ranged for the win. Nice, GG. I was killed by Pikachu 95. Oh dear, oh dear. Right, 38, 2 to go. 2 to go. Will you continue playing after the Renown cap? Probably. Probably. the thing for me is in a little over 24 hours, I'm going away for 7 to 10 days. So I'm going to have a big gap. So what I might be doing once I hit 40 now, I wanted to hit 40 now and then just get a few other things done in retail. Make sure that my auction, because I'm physically away for 10 days, I want to go through my characters and make sure that my my auctions are not going to expire or do anything super stupid like that. So I probably won't be playing too much in the immediate future after hitting level 40, but I'm definitely sure I'll come back to this because it's very fun. And I imagine in a week to 10 days time, the creator event will have happened. I'm quite sure there'll have been some controversy. I'm quite sure there'll be some hot fixes. So it might be quite fun to come back to it in a week or so's time and just see what's changed. Right, this is not a bad starting spot to go Cove. Let's do it. 2 people that are showing interest in going there, but well, 1 person's going down here. Where did they land? They land right on this chest. Star bomb. Double boom. Dude, it's literally not worth. We've both got Star Bomb, you fucking moron. He's going to have 2 abilities now. I'm hoping I can out-farm him and then come back and get whatever he got from that. Because he's gone to the ship now. Oh, there's flipping somebody else. Okay. Who said good stuff about the Cove? You going in there? No, no plinky plinks. Let's relax. You 2 can have a Barney down there. I'll wait for you to come out. Why do I feel like Starbomb got nerfed? Starbomb was never great in the first place. Starbomb's got good PvE early days farm because it hits like a truck. The only problem is you're almost guaranteed to take damage whenever you use Starbomb as well. Whereas if you're just auto-attacking, you don't necessarily need to take damage. Because Starbomb's obviously got the cast time on it, which means you can't be dodging at the same time. People have always just walked out of it. Even people that got caught by it initially, even those players have mostly learnt now that it's a bit of a meme. Right, give me a good rare. Good rare. Firewhirl. That's a good rare. That's a fantastic rare. I kind of want to wait for these fellas to come out now and steal whatever they had. You got Manosphere, did you? I've played that so badly. I played that so badly, that's not even funny. In a way, I am kind of hoping that the alpha comes out quite quickly now. We've got Phase 3, Season of Discovery. We've got the alpha for the new expansion. We've got quite a lot that's going to start getting busy quite quickly, I think, now that we're going to hit April. April, May, June, July, August are going to be, well, September as well. The next 6 months are going to be crazy. Hopefully in a good way. They need to be, because the last few months have been very slow. For players 2 levels higher, you don't have a chance. Yeah, I would avoid all PvP engagements unless you're at least equal level. 1 level difference is, you know, it's still 1 level difference is basically the difference of your abilities. 2 level difference, you're gonna get your ass handed to you against even an average player, I think. Until the very end, because there's diminishing returns on levels. Oh, I nearly stole his firewall. That would have been funny. There's diminishing returns on the amount of attack power you gain as the levels go up. So like level 9 to 10, there's almost no difference, honestly. But at the beginning, like level 3 versus level 5 is going to cook you alive. So that's worth also noting that early days PvP is actually terrible. These big magical chests, they take too long to do anything as well. Right, let's have a good game. We need another top 10 game. Do we go elites? I'm actually going to do this completely backwards. I'm going to do this the way I don't recommend doing this. I'm going to go completely the wrong way. I was hoping to get something better than Smackle there. He got Axe. Axe beats my Mackerel. The question is can I get this elite down and get someone else? Chains! Oh dear. Oh dear, he got that, did he? Yeah, this level of PvP, an utter waste of time for everybody involved. Utter waste of time for everybody involved, especially me. Chains and fish was not going to get me very far there, was it? Come on, the flipping the finish line is like in sight. Right, this one's going to be a good one. Whee! Fire! Dun, dun, dun. Still 20 seconds? How is there only 44 people in this lobby? Is it dead game now? Is that what we're saying? We can't have a game with only 44 players. Is this bugged? Is this just a UI? Please, oh, that better be a UI error. Can't have a game with 44 players. Wow, 44 players remaining. Well, okay. Sure. On the bright side, at least you get 44. Well, there is that. Right. Axe, Snowstorm. Can we make better use of this? That's the question. I've definitely had worse starts than Axe Snowstorm. There's somebody over here because there's an elite missing. Okay. Where's the other dude? There. And you've got Firewhirl. Right, you're running away. Ah! Firewhirl. See ya. Right, got them out of the way. Scared them off in another direction. I don't want the book. I suppose I should take some in. Oh my god, this whole place is actually fully cleared. Plunder, 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 plunder. Ah! Where did you come from? Ah! Sure. Still finished 37th. Oops. I probably prefer the dead games to farm the rep. Maybe the game getting out of fashion in a few weeks isn't bad at all. Well, yeah, see, this is partly it, you know. This is where I kind of think that maybe they might add AI bots in at some point. But I can't imagine it'll ever get, you know, maybe after 5.5 weeks, people might not be playing it any, like, you know. But I do think, though, the drop-off will be immense once people hit Renown 40. Because there's clearly just a lot of cannon fodder kicking about right now. There's a lot of people, it's ungodly to think just how much of the player base is probably in that kind of mindset of that they're playing it to get the rewards but not to actually play it because they enjoy it, which is scary, but I think it's a strong reality. And the fact that if you actually go out of your way to cheese rep, you can cheese rep so fast. You can cheese rep much faster than what you get by playing like I play. You either cheese rep and do it fast, or you get lots of wins and you get it fast. I think I'm kind of at the position where, you know, I've put a fair amount of hours into it because I enjoy it, but if you actually prorata my time spent per renown, it's probably significantly higher than a lot of players. There we go, 60 players. This could be more interesting. Maybe I won't die within seconds. Can I land near the bird but not on the bird? Spider. Give me a movement ability. Okay, that's better than nothing. I'm not quite sure why somebody landed right on top of me either. I'm not sure where they went. I'm not particularly keen on chasing them down. But I'm also not particularly keen on losing all my loot to them. What was this? Do I want something better? Earthbreaker. That unironically works quite well. If we can trap them in a whirlwind, fish them, slow them down, Earthbreaker them, it's not a bad combo. I've had worse. Unless this completely throws a spanner in the works. Oh, well, we'll swap axe for fish. I prefer axe over fish. Okay, we're growing. Growing, not a shower. There's a dude. A dude who's just potioned, so we know his potion's on cooldown. Do we try and plink him? Ah, I didn't even get caught in that. That's a lie. I've weirdly got 20 seconds on my heal, which is scary. Ooh, level 3 Earthbreaker though. Anybody else? Not so much. Now we can heal. Position 14 done. Was fun. Somebody's been here. The question is, who's been here? Steel traps. Sort of synergizes well, but I think I'd rather keep what I've got. I've got no gap closer, which is a problem. Ha! Steel traps again. Supply chest. Yeah, this is the thing with this area of the map. It doesn't take much for it to be completely capitalized by somebody else. Good stun. Good stun. Woo! Oh, here's a good opportunity. A 2 and a 2 doesn't make a 4. Ah, they have changed it. A 2 and a 2 now only makes a 3. That's an interesting twist, isn't it? A 2 and a 2 only makes a 3. No, you're not crazy. We scienced that one. A 2 and a 2 used to make a 4. At least in my maths book, a 2 and a 2 makes a 4. There's a fella around here somewhere. A level 4 fella. We've got two level 4 fellas. A level 4 fella that doesn't want anything to do with us. Do we want to swap out traps for Storm? I think we do. Do I want Leap instead of Whirlwind? Dunno. Let's go see what's in this thing. More traps. Now that other level 4 ran away somewhere as well. Smack Crawl, Slicing Winds, Hunter's Chains, Bulwark, Searing Axe. I don't strictly like this build, but it could be worse. It could be worse. Firewhirl. It's only rank 1. It's so difficult not picking up Firewhirl sometimes. But you kind of have to just accept that sometimes you're going to play a game without it. Even if it's going to feel weird. Sometimes you've got to play without it. Right, what level are you? 8. I've got a real problem on the case here that I'm not getting any experience because I'm not doing anything. And there's nothing to do. And I have no movement speed abilities. I'm actually tempted to take Fade just so I have some movement abilities. Otherwise, I've got to play lurky, lurky, stealthy, stealthy, which is not my style. I don't like lurky, lurky, stealthy, stealthy. Especially now I'm finding more versions of Fey Form as well. I wonder if I pick up Fey Form just as a gap closer. It's weird to be in the circle for this long and see nobody. Where is everybody? There was definitely another face storm around here somewhere. What did I do with it? Oh, flipping north. Oh, there it is. At this point, I have flipping no idea where anybody is. What is going on? There's a battle going on over there. At least we'll be able to see people from up here. Okay, it's all going on over that side, apparently. Snowman. Snowman's quite fun. Oh, you're level 9. You've got Holy Shield too, and you hit a wall with yours. Lol. This is the problem. He can plinky plink me from a mile away, so... That, boys and girls, I just want to point out, is the power of Rime Arrow. The fact he had Rime Arrow basically meant I had no chance there. He had 2 levels on me and he had Rime Arrow. I should have just ran away, but running away is boring. Because he also had Rime Arrow at level 4 by the looks of things there. Alright, we're getting there. You even had the high ground. Yeah, Rime Arrow doesn't miss though. Rime Arrow doesn't miss. And he could have just chipped at me. I could have probably just possumed up and gone the other way, but I prefer to fight things head on. I was kind of getting bored of that round because I wasn't getting any XP, nothing was going on. Maybe it was just about to get good, but... Big axe. I do much prefer my melee heavy builds, I think. Leap, axe, firestorm. Leap, axe, firestorm, and then maybe Fey. Or... yeah. Or Fade. Is my preferred build, I think. I know they make you sort of open chests and stuff here to teach you about opening chests and things, but I think you should be able to, in this little starting area, just pick up these abilities. Like, there should just be, you should just wake up next to, and you just click the abilities you want, and you can just test with them for 60 seconds. I think that would make it for a really an easier way for players to play test with the skills, because as it stands at the moment, you don't really get to test or play with the skills outside of PvP. I think that also means it takes some players a lot longer to figure out what half the skills even do. Why? Level 1s, you moron. I'm not going to get hit by those. Oh, I don't want the fight. I didn't want the fight to begin with. Haha. Baited. Oh, I can survive. I'm just not sure this is worth surviving. How did I place 43rd? The round's only just started. Was that another one with nobody in it? How do I keep coming across these lobbies with nobody in them? Dead game. Shocking. Actually shocking. This is not a showcase of expertise today in the slightest, is it? I'm having an absolute mare. He'll be dead in about 3 minutes 41 seconds due to not being leveled. Maybe.
Looky what we have here. Another scab out for a quick coin, eh?
The only thing I don't like about Polly is that they haven't included a sit animation for the model, so it's constantly flying. Oh, really? I don't think I've actually seen it firsthand, but that's mostly because I haven't really logged into retail since this came out, weirdly. I mean, we were in retail a little bit the other day, but I don't think anybody had got it by that point. We'll have it after this game, though. Oh, it's there. Oh, I didn't even realise. Birds don't sit, though, do they? This is the thing. Birds don't sit. There's a good reason why there's not a sit animation, because have you ever seen a bird sit down? I think I've ever seen a bird sit down. They're always standing. Flipping pigeons and shit, they sleep standing up. They perch, though? Ah, semantics. Yeah, you might be right. I don't know. Right, let's give this a go. Another go, shall we? Wait, where's my guaranteed skill? Game? Hello? Where's my guaranteed skill? How was that not a guaranteed skill? I'm having a nightmare. Hello? Where's my freebie skill, game? Ah, game's rigged. Actually scammed. Oh my god. The first thing I get is shadows. And there's been somebody else here. Oh, what is this game today? Did I use all my streamer luck the other day? I think I did, didn't I? I think I must have accidentally cashed in all streamer luck. Okay. At least it's an offensive ability, sort of, even if it's more utility. Okay, I'm really in the bin now. I've got only half farm on the go. Flipping Nora. Some Donny's been here and hoovered up all of the goodies anyway. Oh. They left the elite in here, though, mind. Chains. I need abilities that do damage, game. This is why I don't play competitive games, you know. They tilt me so hard. Caltrops. No wonder he left that. Such a dead ability. Flipping hell. I'm having to burn my blink just to get places now. Well, at least I got level 5. That's got to be better than this dude has done, right? He clearly doesn't want to fight. So let's use that to our advantage, maybe. He's popped to health. Oh, he's got slicing winds, though. Oh, well, we'll take slicing winds, and I'll actually take his leap. Leap. Leap traps. Okay, start some in here. Golden chest. I don't want that though. Right, farm up for a minute, I suppose. Kill the bear. Level on traps. Level 7 already. Fluffed that. Right, we've both got dog shit abilities here. We both know that's not on. Does he not know that's not on? Okay, he doesn't know that's not on. Come on then. See ya. Oh, duke to axe, my friend. How did he avoid that? Two HP. See ya. That's going to annoy him. Oh well. Holly Roger. What a weird game that was. What a very weird game that one was. Level 9 already? Level 8? Some people really got their farm on. Really got their farm on. Right, one renown level to go. One to go. A good game or two, and we should be laughing. I like caltrops more useful than traps. I mean, the disengage aspect of it is fine, I suppose. People have learnt to deal with traps a bit more. I think people have learnt a little bit more to avoid the traps, but that 2-second stun if you stand in the traps can put you in a real shit situation. I guess there's pros and cons to them. I just don't particularly like caltrops. Another annoying thing about level 40 is I thought Plunderlord was for Dragonflight. It's not. It's only for Plunder, so it's kind of pointless. Oh, what, the title? Plunderlord title. Dragonflight title unlocks the Plunderlord title. The captain has bestowed upon you the title of Plunderlord. May all those who oppose you sink into the briny depths. It says Dragonflight title. Title Plunderlord. I don't know. Oh no, worst landing spot. We'll go Ogre Cave. Oh, there's an epic chest as well. No chance I'm going to get this without this dude being a dick. No chance. Oh my lord, okay. Ah, there's 3 dudes here. Right, what's going on here? Other than what's going on here? Let me find my bearings. Somebody's just yoinked a big chest over there. Who was it? Somebody's running down that way. Okay. Maybe we just clean up this area a touch. Why do I hear somebody? I hear somebody. Level 4. Oh, that's why I hear somebody. Oh, you had Plinky Plink. Take that. Take traps, because why not? Why does that sound like somebody? Because it sounds like somebody. Level 6? I should not engage on this dude. I'm in for bad time engaging on this dude. Oh, his stun. He got his heel off. Oh, he doesn't know to run away. Okay, that was ridiculous. Oh my god. Axe Tornado. Axe Tornado. I'm leap away from a really good build. I'm leap away from a really good build. Although the entire build does kind of require leap. And there it is. Yeah, I think people underestimate Bulwark a little bit. The fact that you can mitigate an ability with it, and then it gives you movement speed, is kind of quite powerful. It's not top tier, but it's pretty good. I'm heading more into the centre, which is a mistake, but there's not much I can do about it. Oh, I keep getting... Okay, that's really annoying. That's 3 tiers of that now. I don't know what to take now. 3 tiers of Plinky Plink. I think is better than Whirly Whirl. I can't believe I've just said that, but I think it actually is. A 7-second cooldown on this. I can't believe I've deliberately chosen to leave a Fire Whirl on the floor. That's sacrilegious. Magical, golden. Searing Axe. There's my Searing Axe, look. There's my Searing Axe. I'm going to really struggle if I can't get some more leaps, though. The cooldown on this of 14 seconds is no good. No good. We need better than that. Is there nobody around here? Literally nobody here. Okay, there's nobody here, but there's somebody coming at level 5. Being chased by a level 8. Right, I've burnt my movement speed ability, which is probably a terrible idea. That level 5 is just running for his life. The level 8 is running towards the storm. I'm not about that. Got good abilities, but I need some farm. I need some farm, need some farm, need some farm. Windstorm. Literally not a single mob in sight. And I'm smack bang in the middle of the storm. I don't know if I like this. I'm only just level 7 as well. I'm not even close to level 8. Somebody barreling up there. What are you? Slicing Winds. Searing Axe. Explosive Caltrops. There's at least a mob. Some into kill. Somebody come in. I might just go into some PvP now. There's no way that hit me. That's not cricket, is it? That's just not cricket. He's leaping away. I'm not going to chase. I've only got level 1 leap. His leap's probably better than 9 already. That said, I could do with killing him for his leap. I need that dude's leap. I need his leap. How do I out-leap a leaper? he's got Searing Axe. I've got Searing Axe. I missed with the Searing Axe. Let's dink him. Duke his axe, that's how we do it. There we go, got me leap. Do I want to swap out shield for face form? I think we do. Is that a terrible idea? Is that a terrible plan? I don't think it is a terrible plan, is it? Now we've got 2 movement abilities, which might put us in better standing. I'm 1 tickle away from being level 8. How do I get level 8? I'm in though, so I don't need to go too far out, although I'm tempted to go see what this lot is. Earthbreaker, Holy Shield. These pair are having a Barney. Well, I guess it does blink then if you Oh, no way! He hit me with... Oh, why am I so bad at this game? Oh. Did he have leap 2? Should have dropped your 1, picked up his 2, and then upgraded it. That might... Yeah, because they don't add up properly anymore. Yeah, you might be right. That might be a weird way of doing things. Right, how far are we? How far are we away? We're close, aren't we? We're close. Do I do a duos to win? Let's get a good duos under our belt. You know what time it is for though? Time for some absolutely proper gamer juice. Hop in then, Jack. Ah. 94,994. How's that work then? How's that work? Is it not meant to be... Is it not meant to be that you need 100,000 plunder to hit Renown 40? Isn't that the maths? I can't remember. Accepting a duo invite was not very straightforward. Yeah, you have to click on the friends thing and then accept it. Yeah, it's weird. Why it just doesn't pop up on your screen? Accept invite. Yes. Boom. I really wish Blizzard would hire somebody that's good at UI elements, because they clearly have not a clue what they're doing. And they even said that they spent a bunch of time working on the UI for this. And I'm like, you really didn't, because it's terrible. In many ways, it's terrible. I think it doesn't count the plunder from the initial quest. Oh, that might be true, yeah. Spending time doesn't equal good. Yeah, it clearly wasn't time well spent. The only saving grace, right, is that at least they put your health bar here and not way up in the corner. If they put your health bar way up in this top corner, like it is in retail, it still amazes me that that's the default position in WoW, because it's such a terrible place. This is better, because at least it's like within this... There's this kind of concept, right, that this center portion of your screen is where you can see what's going on in this portion of the screen without looking at it, without actively choosing to look at it. In these top corners, these are low profile areas where you actually have to try and look at them. Not physically turn your head, but at least move your eyes towards them. Unless you've got like a flipping 1000-inch screen, but this is why so many people move all of the important elements to the middle of the screen here. And this is only just acceptable. But I still think these should be bigger for starters. I think these elements should be bigger. Oh my god, I'm flying. We're gonna go kill some elites, Jack. We're going 4 elites. And I'm yoinking axe, I'm sorry. Streamer benefits. Why are you taking so much damage, man? Just kill them. Easy stuff. Oh, that was their earthquake. Oops, I didn't realise that was their earthquake. I don't know how I rescue this. Or if this is rescuable. My axe is on cool. Is no. Oh, if I miss with the axe, it's not good, is it? Okay, he's going to hit me with an earthquaker. I'm dead. Well, that was good effort. We absolutely 18th. How did we end up 18th? How did 12 teams die before us? Hello? Fair play. Fair play. Smashed it out the park. You started with only 20? Really? Is this dead game already? Is this dead game already? They can't even fill lobbies. Soldier, people are getting vicious. Clearly. At least with the UI refresh and health bar is more visible than a thin... Well, yes. Yes. It is actually... It has been figured out that it is actually possible to edit your UI. Clever clogs have figured it out. I was told how to do it the other day. I haven't actually done it, but people have figured out how to access the menu to edit some of these. Right, 19 out of 30 duos. Wow. Maybe it is just dead game. Holy shit. Have people started to hit 40 and just peace out? See you later, not playing anymore? Is it being left to sweats only? No, it's a little bit more than just running a console command this time. Most are working, everybody's at work, like me. People don't have jobs. People don't have jobs. No. 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 2 o'clock in the 1 o'clock in the midday on a Monday. People aren't working. No. People don't have jobs. That's ridiculous. Work for my own benefit. In between meetings. Right, let's go. Let's go again. Who's flying? Who's flying? Oh my god, I'm flying. And we are in dog shit area. We're doing it again, Jack. We're doing it again. History repeats. History repeats. No, it doesn't, because somebody else has landed there. History almost repeats. these things take a beating. Lord have mercy. Alright, there we go. What's in here? So what have you got? You've got... Actually... Oh, no, I can't anymore. I was about to say we should both take Phase Storm and then we should merge them later, but I accidentally ninja'd it. My bad. Oops. Maybe let's go towards the farm. If we go that way, we're going to get into a war, Jack. Go towards the farm. It's much safer to go towards the farm. There's a bear on the way. We'll get another elite on the way. There's definitely at least another team up by the elites. You've got Star Bomb, so yeah, you have Axe. It's more melee focused. Let's grab this before anybody sees it from here. Yeah, another team ahead of us. Do you want Manosphere? No, you've got 2. I'll take the upgrade to Manosphere. I'll go fully ranged now. I'll go full ranged. Jack, take this. Take Fae form. You're more melee. You'll need to dip in and out. I can plinky plink from behind. Do we want to engage on these? Oh, I missed. Oh, I'm really bad. Really bad. I can peace out of here. I don't know what I can do to survive, though. Are they in pursuit? They're in chase, okay. Oops. Oops.
Luck be on your side next time.
It was a close one. It was a close one. We'll go with that anyway. What settings is outlining the enemies in red? I don't actually know. It was, I think there's probably an outline mode setting somewhere. It randomly turned on the other day and I just haven't turned it off because it's actually quite useful. It will be outline. It'll be this one. Interface outline mode, I would assume. If in doubt, search is your friend. Close to what? Stay positive, my man. Stay positive. My UI still shows... Oh, no. Ha! Dumbass. You're over there messing around playing with abilities. I was about to say my UI still shows your abilities from the last game, but you've picked up new abilities. That's me being dumb. Right, who's flying then? Who's doing birdie stuff? Jack's doing birdie stuff. Good, that means I can take a day off. Right, Hammerfall. Okay, this place is always fun. another team up there. Yeah. Let's try and avoid combat if we can. It'd be wise not to get in bed with the enemy just yet. If we can help it, at least. I don't know where that other team's gone, actually. Okay, let's get our farm on then. Oh my god, we're going to get caught in the storm if we're not careful. Take Rhyme Arrow. Rhyme Arrow is going to be useful. Hello, hello, hello. How's the new game mode? Welcome in, Stro. Yeah, it's not bad. It's fun. It's fun. I find it fun, and I don't even like PvP. Let's put it that way. Doesn't necessarily mean I'm any good at it, but it is fun. Leap. I'm all about a bit of leap. They're level 5. We're level 5. There's a team behind us as well, which is a touch of a problem. There's 2 teams here. Oh my god, Jack's going in. There's 2 teams here having a bit of a Barney. Just pick up the trash. I am so deep, I should not be that deep. Got them. Chasing. Chasing. Shouldn't be chasing, but chasing. Got him. Got him. Are you having a fight again, Jack? I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming. I'm coming. Ouch, I'm being cooked. I'm being cooked. Don't have a ranged ability. I've got 6 seconds on my heal. Oh, Jack's in the storm. There's nothing I can do about it. I feel bad. My God. Right, please hold. Please hold. Oh God, I'm being pushed. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to get to you. 9 seconds till the storm moves. I'm not going to be able to get to you, Jack. I've got no health. Maybe I can. Maybe I can. What's the worst that can happen? How hard does this tick right now? No, I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. Oh well. Ditch him, grab the plunder. Yeah, I probably should have, but... Sometimes it just feels good to go deep. Well, yeah, there is that. Should I resub at WoW at some point to try it out? So many games to play, I've barely got any time for games anymore. I mean, I wouldn't resub for it. It's quite cool, but I wouldn't resub for it. If you have a sub active, I would definitely give it a go, but I wouldn't resub specifically for it. But then again, I've been playing it for nearly a week and had an absolute blast. So yeah, your mileage may vary. If you have played Battle Royale games and enjoy Battle Royale games, maybe it's worth having a little bit of a look at. But otherwise, yeah, I probably wouldn't bother. Oh, I dinged 40. I dinged 40. All right, one last game of duos, and then I'm going to do some. I've got to get some retail stuff done. I want to look at the WoW economy report for the week as well before today's over. I'm going to say Blizzard is going to make this a standalone free-to-play game. Just watch. Well, it's a solid start for sure. It's definitely a good start. If they want to go the route of actually making it a standalone thing, they have to overcome the fact they're about 7 years late to the game with Battle Royales. So they've got that to compete with, really. So yeah, I don't know. I think people's approach to it would have been different though if it was painted as something that's, you know, because they could have. There's absolutely nothing to say they couldn't have like rolled this into the War Within as an expansion level feature. You know, make it a selling point. They absolutely could have done that, I think. Because I would say that this is probably on a level similar to Island Expeditions. And that was an expansion level feature. But of course, if they implemented this as an expansion feature in the War Within, there would have then been expectations that they keep up with it and that they progress with it. Which they might not necessarily have any plans to do. So, yeah. I think they probably utilised it now just to see how people feel about it, really. Oh, I didn't land on anybody. That was poor. But I've had plenty of play out of this in the last week, and I've greatly enjoyed it. And it's been some time since I've been able to say I'm greatly enjoying WoW. So I'm happy with it. Should have made it free to play to attract a new audience. Well, that's the only thing they could. That could very much be a selling point that they utilize. Making it a free to play side hustle thing. That very well could be an option for them. But we'll see. I'm just kind of, you know, for the most part, I'm happy where it is. I'm happy for what it is, and I'm happy where it is. I don't think it needs too much work or effort or the likes. I think it's pretty good, pretty solid. It's good news we've had this area to ourselves, though. Oops, that was not what I meant to do. Fat fingered that. Sorry, Jack. You've got axe, Jack. Can we swap? Out of curiosity. Because I can go very melee heavy now. If I go very melee heavy, leap in, slam them, do a bunch of damage. If we can get you some ranged abilities, rhyme arrow, mana thing. Chains. Do I want chains instead of this? I think I do. It's another good engage. Posture check? Nah, got to slump over. I do need a posture check from time to time. My posture's real bad when I play this. You take that, because if you're going more ranged, you want to stay at ranged. What you've dropped? Repel. I'm not actually sure I want repel. Although I might take it instead of chains. Are you having a Barney? I'm going in, Jack. Oh my god, I died. I'm so bad at this game. I'm so bad at this game. Check Plunderstorm out, it's pretty fun. My issue is, though, that it feels like I'm playing a totally separate game akin to Warcraft Rumble in the Warcraft universe, but not actually WoW, so I don't feel like it's worth any time in, despite the cosmetics. I agree that it should be a standalone free-to-play. I think that's the best possible outcome, though, honestly, because it's different enough and it's clearly divisive enough that if they built this into the main game more than what it is now, it would only cause more of a problems with everybody feeling obliged to do it. This is no, you know, it's no further separated though, in my opinion, than an instance, right? The fact that we have, you know, you've got to level up your characters is kind of a necessity of it. Otherwise, it's just battlegrounds, you know? Battlegrounds are there if you want to take your character in and go face to face against somebody else. Arena's there if you want to put small teams together. It's an alternative mode that just, you know, it's not that much separated from WoW. Yeah, I don't really, I don't really think, you know, having to click on one button or another makes all that much difference, really. Let's take a little bit of, let's put the Mog on, though. We should have all the Mog and stuff now. Let's put the Mog on. Let's have a little bit of a look at the mount. I want to see it firsthand. It's a dragon riding mount as well, apparently. Standalone with paid skins, battle pass, that's what I'd do. Arthur's tier 100 unlock. I don't know. I don't think they really need to do anything with it. I don't think they need to do anything with it. I think I'm more than content with Plunderstorms being what they are. Right, game, can I have some frames? Would love some frames about now. 3 frames per second? We are absolutely pumping. What's going on, game? Can I have some frames, please? Okay, we sit here and wait until we get some frames. You done? Okay, 40 is not exactly what I want, but I'll take 40 over 5. Let's have a little bit of a looky then. What have we got in here? Hey, we got the Fathom pet. There he is. Let's have a little look at you. Twitch drop. There's a little Fathom pet. Little crabby fella with some plunder. He's cool. Do we now have the full Mog set? We should have the full Mog set, right? Sets 9 of 9. Full Mog set. I guess it makes sense to swap it over, doesn't it? Boom. Apply. There we are. Looking suave. Looking plunderlicious. Oh, yeah, I wanted to check the title, actually. Was it what was the title? The Plunderer or something? What was the title? Plunderlord. Oh, maybe it's not a retail one. Maybe you're right. Maybe it's not an actual. What was it meant to be? Plunderlord. Unlocks the Plunderlord title. Well, it's either P for Plunderlord, alphabeticals, which would put it here, where it's not, or it'd be the Plunderlord, which would put it here. So yeah. Well, that doesn't work, does it? That doesn't work. Okay. Well, in that case, maybe I'm the gullible then for believing that it'd work. Of the Plunderlord, maybe? No? No. No, it just doesn't work. Okay. Don't be too hard to blizz. Titles of a 10.2.6 new feature, right? Yeah. It's not like right at the very... No. Okay. It just doesn't work then. Mount? Polly Roger. There it is. It's quite cool. It's quite cool. Looking bling. Looking pretty bling. Looking fly. I don't like the blue swirlies around the mug though. Oh, are they actually part of the mug? I didn't even realise. Oh yeah, you're right. Oh yeah, my bow doesn't suit, does it? Hang on, hang on. Yeah, my bow's not looking very fine, is it? Can we fix the bow situation? Do we have a weapon that's going to look bow-like? That's what's a solid option on the bow front? Do we not get guns though? Do we not get Plunderlord hand cannon? There we go. There we go. That's better. Have I done Trial of Style? Nah. Oh, I don't have the keybind. Isn't it meant to be X as the key? Oh, I've probably changed it, haven't I? To draw my weapon. Or is it Z? No. Oh, I've changed the keybind to draw a weapon. Oops. Oh well, whatever. Looking smart. Looking very smart. Right, boys and girls, give me 2 minutes. I'm going to take a quick break. I want to take a little bit of a look at the Wowhead economy report for the week. But I need a quick break for 2 minutes, stretch my legs, bathroom break, that sort of stuff. I'll be back in 2. Alrighty. Right. Where's Wowhead? Wowhead, come to me. Okay. Yeah, so I wanted to take a little bit of a look. It's Monday, of course, so it makes a lot of sense for me to have a little bit of a look at this. Samadan puts this little report together for us most weeks. Let's see what has been topic of discussion today. Table of contents. Is goal making dead? I swear the last 4 issues have had that as a title. Some recipe alchemies for Season of Discovery. The ethics of baiting. Shuffles for Season of Discovery, and then some further reading. Right then. So is goal making dead? Whilst it's firstly, to give my perspective on this. Firstly, whilst how towards the end of any expansion, gold making becomes challenging, should we say, slightly more than challenging. Predominantly because this weird thing happens where absolutely every man and their dog is trying to sell everything, liquefying all of their stuff as they plan to go into the next expansion. But I don't think we're really quite there yet, to be honest. Mostly because Season 4 hasn't even started yet. Now, Season 4 is going to be a bit of a weird and wacky one because there's no new raid or anything. It's just going to be, you know, a rehash of what's going on. But with some significant changes to Mythic Plus, I still think there's life in it still. But this is the first expansion we're going to finish off with things like this new crafting system, with the region-wide auction house, which has made the entire landscaping of gold making very different in Dragonflight. But let's see what the thoughts are here. Rather despairing title, I know, but with all the recent changes to professions in the auction house, many have felt lost and unsure what are the ways of making gold anymore. Auction is dead. I almost have negative income since that garbage happened. I had 100k per day from flipping old mats and crafting old profession items, such as bolts from engineering or all kinds of transmutes from alchemy. Guess what now? Everything costs 1 gold or even negative for crafted items. Sniping is dead too. What's the point of being a goblin in 23-24? Better do some boosting if you need gold, because you cannot sit on your Bruto and farm auctions anymore. Well. Yes, the landscape has changed, but this happens all the time, right? That literally happens all the time. The meta changes, and if you don't change your approach to it, you get lost in it. There are still options out there, but it's just not doing this anymore. Flipping old materials is not the meta anymore. It was viable for a long time, it's just not anymore. My whole guild is going AFK for Season 4. All 3 guildies. Contrary to belief, the auction house is very much alive, it's just changed. The region-wide commodity market is certainly active, with sales happening almost instantly on high-demand items. Just look at what happens when Dracothis transmutes and you can see it in action. Sniping is a feature that came about in Classic due to the way the auction house worked and TSM reading the first and last pages of the auction house, thereby being able to see items either about to expire or recently put on. It's still very much alive in Classic. In retail, there is still lucky opportunities to be had. You need to filter to a few items and look across realms for opportunities. I mean, this is where I think that the concept of sniping is misunderstood as well. Sniping is just a fancy word of, you know, practically saying it's just a tactic of buying cheap and selling high, or buying cheap and selling normal in the case of sniping. it's once again, it's just the way that the market has moved on. Instead of, like what was mentioned here, instead of scanning the most recently posted auctions and quickly buying them before anybody even sees they exist, you instead need to weirdly spend most of your time outside of the game. Now, this is one part of it that I kind of wish wasn't so much the case, but there's no way around this, honestly. That most of your gold making is probably now done using third-party websites more than it is actually playing in the game. Because what you need is a website to collate all of the auction house data from all of the realms to show you where the cheap shit is, right? And then you log on onto that realm and you buy the cheap thing. And then you transfer it using your second account to another realm and you sell it where it's not cheap. Where you sell it somewhere for normal price and you just rinse and repeat. This was something people had been doing for years already, but it was just much harder to do previously. So, yeah, the reality is it's just changed. It's every expansion we seem to go through, the bar seems to raise, and it's been the same forever, right? There's a few blips in the graph occasionally. Gold making in Warlords of Draenor was considered like easy mode because people just farmed garrisons. Shadowlands turned up and we had legendaries, which always got painted. Legendaries always got painted, and I'm as much default here as anybody else, but legendaries always got painted as a get-rich-quick scheme, even though it really wasn't. Like, the reason people made millions and millions and millions of gold off legendaries is because they put a lot of time and a lot of effort and risked a lot of gold leveling it up. The reason it was so profitable was because it was out of the reach of most players. Cross-realm flipping is kind of the new thing in terms of the fact that not many people are willing to really do it at scale, and those that are willing to do it are making silly gold from doing it. And their gold is just spread out, but of course they can collate it all back together if they really want to. And potentially, with changes coming in the next expansion, the game might do that for you already. Piles of gold from the mission tables in Legion. I mean, the mission tables still existed in Legion, but it wasn't that ridiculous. It was good, mind, but it wasn't outrageous. It was something, at least. It was something. This is also one thing that I think is a problem currently. That the basic entry-level dum-dum stuff has just been removed. There's no mission tables. You're not getting bonuses from your callings. The basic stuff is being removed. The basic stuff is practically being replaced by dragon races for 500 gold apiece and have lots of alts. That's about as basic as it gets now. And that's not only time consuming, it's also hella repetitive, which is sad. I end up buying stuff on Russian realms dirt cheap there. Yeah, you can often harvest some realms for really cheap stuff and then just ship it other places. Arbitrage, cross-realm arbitrage is probably the biggest meta currently for gold making. If you're doing it, you're making a lot of gold. If you're not doing it, there's not really much other opportunities for you. The point is the same as always was, to make gold, build wealth, hoards, etc. There's more stuff than ever to spend gold on. A lot of the techniques for making it are just diminished or eliminated, especially at this point in the expansion, kind of like always. And especially since the region-wide auction house has only exacerbated the map price deflation that always occurs around this time anyway. There's still plenty of ways to be a goblin though, they're just less effortless than they have been in past expansions. Yeah, it used to be that like crafting and stuff was considered the low effort approach. Now there isn't an effortless approach to it. Mission tables gone. The low effort stuff is kind of being shaved away and has been replaced by stuff that takes quite a lot of effort, which is a shame, but those who put more effort in tend to win. That's kind of like part of the game, I suppose. I had a big ass Excel for cross-realm material trading to calculate the migrations and the profit after spending the 9.9 million. Yeah, transferring a gold cap across to a random realm, buying as much as you could, transferring... Yeah, you know, it's... there was... there was ways and means of doing it for sure. They don't want easy effort Goblin mode with tokens available. No, I think this is a fundamental change that they've been slowly working towards, but after Shadowlands, they were very keen to... They almost went the opposite way, right? Shadowlands caused them so many issues. Nobody enjoyed spending that amount of gold on legendaries. The reason legendaries were that expensive was because they were so goddamn risky to buy into to level up in the first place if you weren't also willing to spend hours and hours of your day cancel scanning to sell the damn things. Nobody wanted a repeat of Shadowlands, and so they kind of like... The knee-jerk reaction from Blizzard was to go, in my opinion, too far the other way. And have practically removed any potential shenanigans like that. But it's it's just about reacting to how the landscape is at the time. Going into the new expansion, I think the alpha will start to give us a lot of details to how the new expansion is going to be. We know the new crafting system is here to stay. We know that's going to stay mostly the same. Obviously the auction house, there's no reason for the auction house to do any more significant changes. War bands are going to offer more flexibility to players. Now, if that means that there's already a rumor, for example, that your gold will just be an account level currency, meaning every single character will have access to the same pool of gold. You won't have gold on a specific character. It'll just be part of your account. You have X amount of gold on your account. And that alone, even though a seemingly small change, might actually impact a lot of how players view their wealth, right? Instead of having a little bit of gold on every one of your characters, if all of that gold is put in one pot, there'll be some players that will spend all of that gold on one thing and then quite literally across their entire account not have a penny, which could cause some weird and wacky things to happen and might actually incentivize even more so people to swipe and buy gold from the tokens. How do I make my gold in Dragonfly? I don't. I'm streaming 4 to 5 hours a day. Alright, 3 to 4 hours a day in most cases. I'm not particularly doing a huge amount of actual gold making. Mostly because the methods as it stands at the moment don't interest me. I'm not so in need for gold that I have to do it, so unless it's something that I can actually extract some fun from at the same time, I don't bother. I know how I would do it if I was to do it. I would do cross-realm trading. That's 100% the best way to do it. I've got a big pile of gold I can spend on things to take places. I can invest lots of gold in that regard. It's just I don't need to, honestly. If all gold gets pulled, I'm looking forward to seeing Bruto prices. Well, that's true. If everything gets pulled, it's going to be interesting to see how... Because currently there's a 10 million gold cap. If they pull all of your gold, that cap will have to also be removed. And yeah, the long boy prices could get ridiculous. I wonder if there'll still be a maximum... There'll still probably be a maximum bid of 10 mil. They probably won't change that. Could be funny though. I hate the new part of the crafting system where I get all the materials and some person clicks but earns a bunch of gold for it. What? Huh? I don't understand. You mean the person that earns 100,000 gold because he took the effort to level up the profession trees? Yeah, well, see, this is it, right? Without going on a tangent, I don't like this work for tips style system. Maybe it's a cultural thing. If you are part of Team NA, for example, you can't buy a coffee without being asked for a tip in Team NA, and so maybe it's just more culturally understood that, oh, somebody made something for you, you tip them. Now, in most of Europe, tipping culture is nowhere near as strong, and so the new crafting system, where not that it, you know, there is value in leveling up your professions, especially early on, because you're prioritizing leveling up your professions in many cases over doing other aspects of the game, and you quite rightly should be rewarded for that effort. I don't think a commission / tip based system really works in a video game, because 99% of people given the choice would offer 0 tip. If there's the choice to pay for something or not, most people would choose not. And that's what is being presented in Dragonflight. And so I hope they do address this. But as time goes on, more and more people have the ability to do the same thing. Which does cause a problem. But you only press a button. Yeah, that argument's just flat out just not true. The counter argument to that is quite simple. Well, you press the button then. Why are you... If it's just a press of a button, why are you asking me to press it? Oh, because you don't have that button. Okay. So clearly there is some value in it, because you don't possess the button, but I do possess the button. For the very, very few amount of work orders that I actually ever bothered to do for other people, the second there was any sort of... the second there was any pushback on any commission I was asking for, I would just straight up just not craft the item. Like, it doesn't cost me anything to not craft your item. You either, you know, you either ask, because they deliberately put all of the buying power, or they put all the buying power on the person buying the item, not the crafter who's crafting the item. So if I asked 20k to craft something, and they said no, then I didn't craft it for them. I didn't feel like I needed to negotiate on that, because the reality is I did kind of, like, it doesn't cost me anything to not craft your item. If they don't tip me sufficiently, if they don't pay the commission I'm asking to press the button, then I don't press the button. I'm not at a loss. I'm not at a loss. It's not cost me anything. It's simple. It's a transaction that's going on. This is where the mistake, I think, was made by Blizzard. They considered crafting as a way to build in some social aspect to the game, but it's not a socially... Crafting orders are not a social experience. They're not in the slightest. It's a service. It's no different to going into Starbucks. Now, the barista might put a smile on their face, but then, you know, they're not, you know, they're not trying to be your best friend. They're not, you know, it's not a social scenario. It's a transaction. You make coffee. I want coffee. Here's some money. Please make me a coffee. You can't walk into Starbucks and say, I would like a coffee for free, please. You can try, but you probably won't get a coffee. I don't see why a transaction in World of Warcraft should be deemed any different. So trying to make it a social experience flat out didn't work, I think. Social often turns into antisocial, I've found. For anything, forced social activities will almost always become antisocial. Almost always. Right? If you look at the difference between if somebody sends out invites to a party, people have the choice to come to the party, and those that choose to come to the party are going to build the social experience. Whereas let's look at it from like a business. A business sends everybody an email saying there's a mandatory meeting at 9 a.m. on a Monday morning. How social do you think all of those people are going to naturally be? No, if anything, they're more antisocial. Forced social scenarios rarely are actually that social. This is why the auction house in World of Warcraft has worked so well for so many years. Because people get to craft their things and to sell their things, and people can come along and buy their things, and there isn't this forced social interaction in the middle. It's why the auction house has worked wonderfully for nearly 2 decades. They rocked the boat very heavily with crafting orders in Dragonflight. And I think we will probably find that they will ease off on this in the next expansion. I'm led to believe, at least, anyway. But we'll see. We'll see. I did accidentally go into a crafting order rant there. Jesus, how did that happen? So what do you think then? Is goal making dead, or have you found some new and interesting ways to enjoy your time in WoW and make some monies? It's more of a challenge for sure. Currently, it's more of a challenge for sure. Yet there are still some very simple ways that, should you wish to spend the time doing it, you can generate some gold. It's just not going to make anybody super rich super fast. So yeah. What do we got next then? Some alchemy recipes for Phase 3 Season of Discovery. Lazy Goalmaker has put a great article together this week discussing what alchemy recipes might be in high demand come Phase 3 of Season of Discovery. I've not paid anywhere near as much attention to Season of Discovery's economy as I thought I would. I was one of the things that really appealed to me about Season of Discovery was that I was very interested to see how the economy was going to play out, because I thought that it would replicate what we would expect from Classic, but I definitely also thought that because of the short phasing of it, that it might do some weird and wacky things. The problem was bots absolutely destroyed it. And you could see that very quickly within even Phase 1. The bots just flipping wrecked the place. And so the economy was actually just busted from day one. But knowledge is power, right? Knowledge is power. So if you can get ahead of the game, there's likely to be a few things that very quickly, upon dinging level 50, players will be interested in. And Lazy's got a little video and an article to go with. So if you have an alchemist, if you're playing Season of Discovery, or you plan to step back in for Phase 3, there could be some goal-making opportunities here. Limited vulnerability potion, elixir of brute force, elixir of giants, elixir of mongoose, and arcane elixir are some of the recipes spoke about. And I'm sure there's probably a few more as well. The ethics of baiting. Baiting is a term that is used when somebody posts a single item at much lower cost than the rest in the hopes that other people will post their items after at a lower price that can then be snagged up before someone resets the price. This happens more often in Classic due to the nature of the retail auction house being region-wide for commodities and moving too fast. I'd actually disagree with Samadan on this. I think it's more commonplace on the retail auction house. Mostly down to the fact that there's the substantially higher amount of traffic on the region-wide auction house means that there's a much higher chance that somebody's going to come in and post accidentally at your lower price. The only issue with the retail auction house is that if you then want to buy said items, they might all just they might be bought out before you even buy them out. The pace is definitely fast for sure, but annoyingly, I think it's actually more. It's a gross way of making gold because you're practically scamming others. Posting what have we got here? Mage Royal. One stack of. Well, this is just odd in the first place, but small stacks or individual stacks of a single herb at like a fraction of what the, should we say, going rate is. In the hope that somebody comes in and posts a bunch underneath them. It's a scumbag move. Doesn't work well on retail. If you undercut more than a few percent, the listing's hidden for 30 seconds or so. If you undercut more than a few percent, the listing is hidden. Is that actually a thing? It can still be bought, but not shown to people when they go to sell their stuff. Oh, have they actually have they actually fixed that in retail? If you undercut by more than 5% of the lowest auction, it's hidden for 30 seconds. Oh! Oh, well, today I learn. Today I learn. That's interesting. Oh yeah, in that case then, it is going to be far less useful to do on retail. Clever. Clever. I think it's too much work and can only focus on one item per bait unless you have more accounts. Well, that's also assuming that you're not automating it. I think there's not too much of a difference. If you're willing to do scumbag tactics like this, I think you're also probably most likely willing to take that one step further and just automate the entire process. So it's either way, it's what would be referred to as a bit of a white hat. You have white hat and you have black hat. This is terminology from the early internet days, I believe. In terms of like search engine optimization, you would have like black hat approaches, which would like be sort of cheating the system, over white hat methods, which would be actually like doing it naturally and properly. This is a scumbag move in the first place, and you're not too many steps away from just automating it and, you know, running an auction house bot at that point. However, the hidden lowest price is still shown in the favorites list so that you can buy up the ghost auctions. Ha! Okay. It's 1 minute, not 30 seconds. Well, there we go. There we go. Either way, like I said, the ethics of this for me are really simple. You're a scumbag. Don't do it. Like there is nothing about this that is deemed accidental. You're just straight up trying to just trick other people into artificially selling their shit cheaper than they should do. There's often a common argument between this and sniping. In terms of sniping is the process, obviously, of buying cheap stuff, of which the common argument for a long time was that, well, if it was posted ridiculously cheap, maybe it was a mistake. But I think there's definitely a line to be drawn. There's a distinction to be made between doing this, where you are trying to trick people to make mistakes, and somebody naturally making a mistake and you taking advantage of it. There's definitely a distinction between the two. But yeah, this is just a scumbag move. My opinion is quite simple. Don't do it, you're a dick. It's a super easy way to generate profit in the auction house if you're a scumbag. Bots and inexperienced traders drop stacks at the auto sell value. Claiming it's bots that are posting is more trying to justify the legitimacy of a scumbag move by distracting to a person that is perceived as an asshole in the first place. It's more inexperienced traders, so other people. If you just spam one item a little bit lower than the previous, but you do it over and over and over, it creates the illusion that this is the new market price. If you're too dramatic with it, it's less effective. Wow, okay. So maybe this gets around the 5% rule. Maybe this gets around the 5% rule. If you have a 4% undercut each and every time to get around that, and you do that, you know, four items being listed, or 4.9 will do it. Yeah, if you're posting something, yeah, okay. See, this is gamer doing gamer things, right? Every time that there's a something put in place to try and slow this down, some scumbag will come along and fix it. But it's yeah, if you do small undercut, small undercut, small undercut, small undercut, small undercut, and you do that 15 times, all of a sudden, you run the risk of losing 15 items. But then when that one person comes along and posts it, yeah, it's still scumbaggy. In many ways, it's easy money, and while it may be seen as predatory, it relies on people using auction house add-ons with less regard for the price and looking more for a quick sale. Does this mean it's unethical? Yes. Is it any different to buying lots at a cheap price and selling more? Yes, because you're not actively choosing. You're not actively trying to create a scenario to trick others. That's the negativity aspect of it. You are falsifying the listings to trick people into making mistakes. If somebody makes a mistake and you come along and you buy it, then somebody made a mistake of their own doing. They weren't tricked into making that mistake. That's where the ethics for me comes into it, and they're different. Let's just log in. So yes, I still think it's a very scumbag move. How are you doing, Mr. Norton? Welcome in. Welcome. I know a guy who abused the suffix back in the day. He was also solo selling 5% lower than everybody else. He made... Well, that was an exploit for starters. You know, if you abuse an exploit, then you are going to... you are going to obviously hurt. I don't think that's... That doesn't skirt around the ethics side of things. Ripping the Sidemen, yes. I should cover the brand. You don't win by buying his item. You get in on the game. People who don't know better will dump stacks trying to undercut them. And with a proper sniper setup, you can snatch them up cheap. But since he's posting the dangle, you assume no risk. When I do this, occasionally somebody comes along annoyed because it messes with their postings. If this is your issue, it means you aren't setting appropriate minimum price rules. Yeah, the only learning curve to this, realistically, is just make sure if you are using auction house add-ons that you actually have them set up to not get tricked by this. That said, anybody using TSM, even the out-of-the-box TSM settings, are unlikely to get tricked by this. It's more those people who are coming along without auction house add-ons and are using the default interface that are likely to get tricked. I still think it's a scumbag move, though. Moving on, though, we have some shuffles for Season of Discovery. Going through a number of shuffles based around tailoring and enchanting. It's interesting to see how the demand for items in Season of Discovery is unique to other versions of Classic and opens up a new opportunity for goal making. I haven't watched the video to know if it's any good or not, but I would assume it's if it's highlighted by Samadan, it's not going to be terrible, is it? All right, that was the report for this week then. Sniping is a feature that came about in class. I think that was just a misuse of words. I think Samadan was claiming that sniping's been around a long time. Spent most of my time in Pandaria sniping on the auction house while studying. I don't know where this classic notion come from. He misused the word classic. He meant to say vanilla. Flipping hell. People are so pedantic. Okay. Well, there we go. There we go. That was the economy report for this week, and I think, boys and girls, that's going to be me done for the day. I'll be back tomorrow. The stream might be a touch shorter than normal tomorrow. At 5 AM Wednesday morning, I will be getting in the car and we will be driving for like 12, 13 hours. So the likelihood is tomorrow I will be quite busy with packing and I've got to go grab stuff from the store and do all sorts of silly stuff. So tomorrow there should be a stream, but it might be a slightly shorter one. And then I'm going to be away for a week to 10 days. Hopefully during that time we'll get an alpha go live. That would be nice to come back to for sure. I hope that be the case at least. Anyway, I'm really intrigued to see what's coming in the new expansion, and the alpha should hopefully start to showcase. I'm not convinced I will get into the alpha. There is definitely no guarantee I will get into the alpha. It would be nice if I did, so that we could have a little poke around and a play test and whatever, and try and get some constructive feedback in nice and early. But that's still a hope at the moment. We don't know when the alpha's coming out, but I would suspect it's going to be quite soon. Now 10.2.6 has gone live. They're probably prepping and getting Season 4 ready and up and running. I think the alpha for the new expansion is right round the corner, honestly. But yeah, thank you all for joining today. We hit Renown 40 with the Plunderstorms. That was good. We got all of the mog. We got them out now. We are looking dapper. We're looking fly. And we also have the parrot mount as well. So, do you eat yellow snow? I do my best not to. But you know, accidents do happen. Accidents do happen. Can we mark somewhere that we want to get alpha access? No, unfortunately not. Beta is an opt-in thing. Alpha is not so much. Honestly, alpha is more about not what you know, it's who you know. Now, obviously, your account can get flagged for alpha access, but there's very, very few people that get access to the alpha. It's mostly given to specific people. Especially this time, things might be a touch different because, of course, the beta is you can buy your way into the beta. So we'll see what they do with the alpha. Who knows? They might give it to more people just because you can buy your way into the beta. But I don't know. Content creators mostly get alpha. It helps promoting. Yeah, it's free PR, isn't it? It's free PR. That's kind of the point of it, really. I've said for years the PTR and the beta is basically a marketing tool anyway. So, but anyway, have yourselves a wonderful rest of the day. Come say hi on the Discord if you're not already over there. Links are down below. Yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow, boys and girls. Have a good one. Peace.